Yo! Hey everybody! It's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wakeangel2K1, because between you and me, they're way past cool.
Hey everybody, this is Wakeangel2K1, and today I'm coming at you from my living room, so the acoustics might seem a little different. And there's a thing that that comes up a lot when I'm talking about my customs. A lot of people may hear me talking about those Mega Construx minifigures and how I keep on flip-flopping and saying Mega Blocks. That's because Mega Blocks is what they were called for the longest time. Mega Construx is a relatively recent name for them. You know, I'm talking about these things. So, yeah, nowadays when I use the term constructs, it's in reference to these little guys, which I use as, you know, I used to make customs. I used to make Juliet Suitor. I used parts of them to make the jacket for Lucas. You know, that kinds of stuff. But the thing is, to my fellow 90s kids, I ask, do you remember the original Construx? Because, are there any of you out there to whom might remember this particular little jingle? I got a suitcase full of fun, and they call it Construx. Yep. So, my fellow 90s kids, everybody knows how building toys back in the 90s came in a plethora of shapes and sizes. I believe the backstory is because Lego's brick building system was protected by a patent. So if anybody else wanted to use the brick building system that Lego used, they had to make certain variations of it. I know Nintendo once got in trouble with their Nintendo building blocks. Yes, before it was a video game company, Nintendo was a toy company, and they did make a Lego-like building set. But they were able to get away with it because they used curved building blocks that could make, like, you know, round objects. Although, because of those shapes, it made them difficult to make other objects, so Lego still won out. I remember when I was a kid, the only other system of building blocks that was similar to Lego was the Mega Blocks. Although, as I recall, every time I got a Mega Blocks construction kit, the bricks were made out of, like, transparent or translucent parts. Like, they weren't made out of the same kind of plastic. I think that's how they were able to skirt the patent protection. Well, anyway, Lego's patent expired, and now all the building toy companies do the whole the whole brick building system, and I remember, but like I said, back in the 90s, there was all kinds of things. There was erector sets, which used metal, and you put things together with bolts and nuts. There was connects, which use this whole little sticky thing. Like, you have sticks and you have connectors, and you can plug them together like that. But I think one of the coolest ones that I personally had was the Construx. This was the Deluxe Builder building set. This little suitcase had enough pieces that you could, in principle, make just about anything that was ever made in any of the smaller Construx kits. So this is basically the biggest Construx set that you could get. And this is a big manual. Like, look at my arm. Like, look at that. It's as tall as my arm. And of course, it opens up and you can see the instructions inside. So yeah, that's a big thing. So we're gonna pare back a bit and take a look at the actual pieces themselves. So, wow, I actually still have the original parts catalog. This is, yeah, this shows all the parts that this particular building set came with. But let's give a quick breakdown. You have the connectors. there was a simple 4-way connector that has a thing going down the middle. And you have the rods, which attach to the connectors by simply clamping onto them like this. And then you have different length rods, connectors that have all 6 of their faces with connectors, with a special thing to note that if you want to insert a stick through them, they go through this way. More on that in a minute. Then there are pipes, domes, this rocket nozzle looking thing, cool light looking things, and of course wheels with tires. It even has hoses, tank treads, propeller blades, and there's only you get like windscreen things, and I am so here we go. Yes, these are the sticks. Yes, because Lego Technic was a big thing in the 90s. Construx also imitated Lego Technic by introducing gears. Yeah, so you could actually make geared things, and this is, like I said, where that comes in, because like you can push these through, but if you push them through, I don't know, there was something special about how this went through. I think it had something to do with other sets. And there were even a couple of specialty pieces like these little rocket nozzles. So let's take a closer look at some of the cool stuff that you could make with the Construx building set. This one was always one of my favorite little personal projects. It's something you can build in just a couple of minutes. It's my little Construx mini shuttle using the cockpit piece that it comes with. Yeah, just made myself some wings, used the rocket nozzles in the back, and it even has cool little doors. You can load cargo, drop bombs, and the cool thing is that the cockpit has a seat which you could sit foreign scale action figures in. Back in the 90s, this usually meant G.I. Joes, as that was the most common thing that you could fit in there. Although if you were adventurous, you could fit like your superhero action figures in there too. I think at some point I put Batman in there. But since this is the modern age, we all know that we're gonna have Space Cruiser Angel the dog. Yeah, so kind of cool how the Construx building sets actually let you accommodate standard action figures. So that's just something that I like to build in my spare time, a cute little thing. But you guys want to see the sort of stuff that this set is actually designed for. So why don't I invest quite a bit of time to actually make the things that the set was, advertised for and its instructions. So let's go ahead and do that. I just wanted to give a real quick look at the back of the packaging so you could get a look. All of these are the things for which the instructions are provided in the book. Although you can also build literally any of these things. There's a ton of side projects. Like I said, this was the deluxe building set. Like, theoretically, anything that was ever released in a Construx set, you could make with the parts that came in this little yellow suitcase. And that included everything that came from the smaller sets. So if you were adventurous enough to build them without proper instructions, you could totally just make literally anything Construx could throw at you. But like I said, let's take a look at them built up properly. Okay, here I am a half an hour into the first project, and I realize that although there is a little chair in there, this is distinct from the chair that's in the cockpit. It's a standalone chair. I'm going to put a roof on this, and then I won't be able to get at that chair anymore. So we're going to go ahead and put the little driver into that chair now. And there we go. So Yeah, now let's finish building it. And here is the trailer cab, seen on the table in my living room, with some deconstructed and partially worked on customs hanging out in the background. So, you know, Easter eggs for people that want to be sharp-eyed. But the focus is this. So it's actually pretty detailed. You got smokestacks, you got little rear view mirrors, you got your fuel tanks, 6 wheels with rubber tires, and amazingly enough, despite the fact that I was a preteen when I first got this set, amazingly everything is still in there. I was not missing any parts, at least not for this one. So as you can see, it has 6 wheels, it rolls. I have a big appreciation for Mega Construx because you can actually make rather large things with relatively few parts. I mean, imagine making something this big out of Legos. It would have taken thousands of pieces, or, you know, nearly 1,000 pieces at least. So, bit of scale, boom, here I am. So, yeah, this truck thing is as big as my head. Let's get a quick turnaround. Here is the close-up of the cab. You can see my little driver is safely in his seat. You got a little motor piece back there, and you have these little cool light bits you could stick on. I actually like how they actually made a special piece, which is a clip. It's a clip menu, and you actually just kind of slide the smokestacks in there, so you don't have to have any complicated things to keep them in place. I mean, you can just kind of like stick them onto the ends of the bricks like that, but you know, they give you a nice alternative means of fastening, which I like. So, a big semi-truck trailer, the cab, I should say. There's no doors or anything, which is why I had to sit the little guy in the seat before I finished building it. Although I guess back here, no, that's held in place. These things, like this yellow thing here, should be able to hinge, but because of the way this is built, I don't think it has enough room to actually move. See? And that goes for this back here as well. In other construction projects, we're going to see how this can be used as a door, but not in this one. So, this took me about 45 minutes to build. So, I know I wanted to try and build all of the stuff for you guys, but, you know, like, that would end up being like over a day of construction time if everything was put together. So, we're gonna do one project at a time. Today, we did the truck cab, and next time we're gonna do the second thing that's in the book. So, that'll be fun. And it'll give me a nice little series as I gradually walk down this nostalgic lane from my childhood. Because, yes, I was not even a teenager when I got this set. And, I want to savor this time as we remember when building sets weren't all just based off of Lego's iconic brick building system. So for now, this is Wakeangel2K1 signing off. Just for the record, Mega Bloks was the Construx building set was originally put out by Mattel, and this set is copyrighted to 1996, which is when I believe I bought it. So I would have been 11 years old. And this is what we will be building next time.